Good evening, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is David Okon. This is my room, my home. This is the bathroom. Thank you so much. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Today we will be doing a bit of a review of everything we have been doing so far. Thank you very much for the support you have given. This is our program. This is a corridor. As you can see, thank you so much. We have been running this project for over 1 year now. And in the process, we have actually been talking about how people live their life on a daily basis, how they do development, how they do culture, how they do progress. If you comment below, and if you have a view, you have to want to say something, leave a comment below. And also leave a comment below if you like this program. If you don't like it, be respectful. If you're disrespectful, then the whole world will disrespect you. That is not good. Thank you very much. And this is my home. It's very small. We don't despise small beginnings. Thank you very much. I just try to move around and see how everything looks from different angles. So we have been talking about the cost of living crisis, which is a global issue. We have actually contextualized everything we do in terms of humanity. And our speaking has been consistent. We have said consistently that in everything we do, we will put humanity first. Humanity is at the heart of everything done on the earth. And if you agree with this sentiment, leave a comment below. If you don't agree with this sentiment, leave a comment below. Thank you very much. And there are actually nearly 8 billion people on the earth. Close to 2 billion actually watch YouTube channel every day. They use it every month. That is a great news. It's a controversial world we live, and social media is part of the controversy. When we know our culture, when we do our culture effectively, then we do use technology also effectively. This has been my proposition. So we got some light. As you can see, We got some light. We're in the corridor. So we talked about development. We also talked about culture. We talk about communities. We talk about families. Talk about humanity. Talk about progress. We talk about wealth, poverty. Talk about respect, peace. We also talked about how people fight, how culture actually is broken. We have been going through these processes. This is my kitchen. Thank you very much. We are doing a review of most of the things we have done this year and the year gone past. You want to go through a synopsis of everything we've done. This provides an overview. You've been here before, and we are here again. This is broadly how things are around here. This is how things look like around here in the kitchen. And this is the corridor. That's the bathroom, part of it. Living room. This living room is a familiar space because we have been doing a lot of things in this place. Most of the things I have done actually from this living room. As you can see, I'm gonna walk about in this place and more. It has been a bit cold and rainy and windy, and it's not very windy, but it's a bit cold. It has been a bit cold, and so I haven't been able to go out. Today I've been very, very busy. So I've been working all day. I work from home, and that means I probably haven't had lunch even. I had a cup of tea because I've been very, very busy. So I probably have to find something to eat if I'm lucky. That's how it looks like. Thank you so much. That's my notebook for work. That's where I write my notes when I'm interviewing clients, giving legal advice on social policy in the UK. The organization I work for are part of implementing government policy in the United Kingdom. When the government write laws on social policy, and we actually we reconstruct the law and policy. We support the Department of Work and Pension and local authorities because they are statutory body. We are non-statutory. We are actually voluntary. We are the third sectorial organization. There are more and more third sectors. Third sector organizations actually are a bridge between public and private sector. So in every country, in every continent of the world, you have the third sector, like NGOs. Mostly in Africa, you find NGOs, non-governmental organizations, but also there's something called CBO. There's about size. The difference is in the size between the NGO and CBO, community-based organization and non-governmental organization. Non-governmental organizations are the same with CBOs. NGOs are the same with NGOs, except CBOs are smaller in size and less corporate. NGOs are bigger. I don't know what they're exactly doing in Africa. I think most of them are connected with the United Nations. The United Nations is part of globalization because the UN doesn't have a country per se, but it controls all the countries. It controls all the countries, every nation, every military, every wealth is actually under the United Nations. This may or may not impress many people, but it is a fact which many people might not even be aware. The United Nations is the big ruling empire of the modern world. It rules the world using America. Actually, I think the 8th quarter of the United Nations is in New York, I think, or Washington. I think Washington, in America, in the United States of America, and it actually coordinates all the nations of the world globally, including in Africa, especially America and Europe. I think it's a Western idea which has gone global, and it is very easy to underestimate the power of the United Nations, which is actually a government, a supranational government. I don't know what that means. Leave a comment below if you know what a supranational government is. I think it's a government which is an umbrella of every government. It's the mother and the father of all governments. That is the United Nations. Then you have the military infrastructure called NATO. If I'm correct, I think it's a military infrastructure estate, if you say. And that is actually involving mainly the Western powers. NATO is becoming less and less of relevance, being replaced by the United Nations. This is a global political outlook of institutions and politics. And so when we talk of globalization, we talk of the United Nations. I'm not so sure why I've been talking about the United Nations, but I think it has to do with what I've been discussing with the cost of living crisis, which is actually has been more political than anything you can imagine. So the UN runs the globe, but you see, the globalization is a right-wing agenda, political agenda. Right-wing means they look after capitalism. That's basically what it means. They're concerned with economic growth, investing in infrastructure and capital, technology and all that. They are concerned about the environment and things like that. They look after investors, people who invest, rich people who are actually multimillionaires and multi-billionaires, who invest in the economy. They are the ones who should be also good consumers. But consumers are actually people who have not money. They only consume. There is something called supply side economics. That means an economy which focuses on the investments, growth, and on wealth creation. That's what supply side means. There's also the opposite, demand side economic, which involves consumption in terms of customers, but also you look at how the general population consume world resources. They try to control consumption. Supply side try to control consumption. Demand try to promote consumption of ordinary citizens of the world, because there is a difference between rich people consuming and poor people consuming. I mean, if you super rich consume, then it is a good thing. That's what we call social injustice. Is it good enough for super rich to be consumers? Because a rich person can buy a car for £1 million, and that's not a problem. But if a poor person tries to get food, then that is a problem. Energy, trying to access housing, then that is a problem. That is the meaning of this relationship, economic relationship. Talk about supply side and demand side economics. That is the outlook. Is the demand relates to people who are actually poor. Supply relates to people who are rich. That is not how typical economists explain this relationship. That's how the best way for me to explain it. Because if you see monetary policy as opposed to probably fiscal policy, which is actually this different side of the same coin, because you borrow and also control money supply. Then you look at something called fiscal discipline or monetary management to control things like inflation. When you do that, you are managing the economy effectively, controlling supply. Sometimes, if the economy is heating up, which means it's getting out of control in terms of wealth, because wealth is supposed to trickle down the economy to people who are less well off, poor, to actually get money, wealth. And then wealth begin to increase excessively. Suddenly the economy becomes volatile. It begins to complain about growth. And sometimes it triggers certain crisis and the economy collapses. And commentators randomly or in organized way, normally when there are economic crises, they say the economy is adjusting, the global economy is adjusting. As if you would say, there is some wild animals or a beast trying to disrupt the economy of the world deliberately, because humans won't do that. And the things like the credit crunch, some commentators describe credit crunch as being a process of economy adjusting. So as the global economy adjusts, the world, the globe succumbs. If you get into trouble. So as the global economy adjusts, the world, the globe succumbs. If you get into trouble. So economic adjustment is always, almost um, accompanied by a crisis. Therefore, you have a collapse of economies. And every time there is an economic collapse, like as you saw with the global credit crunch, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It's like some dangerous demon is actually controlling the global economy. And that's what you can know by being observant and also using your head to think, because the experts may or may not tell you what is really happening. And that's the situation we get with what the world looks like. But you see, we have technology, we have wealth. Wealth is on the increase, there is growth. That is a good thing. There is technology. There is all sorts of things happening in the world. And we are part of it. And that's what I've been talking about. Generally speaking, and I've been linking these complexities with the cost of living crisis, and that's why my program has been different in unique ways. I don't know how unique it is, but I'm just trying to do a survey of this property and also talk about what we have done so far, reviewing what we have done so far. We have been talking about how people live their life, how special humanity is in the eye of God, in the eye of mankind. And so we like what we have done so far. Thank you everybody who have been subscribing to this channel. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Leave a comment below. Share with family and friends. And let me know what you're thinking. This approach is totally random because I've been working so hard today. And I thought to just say hello, talk to you guys. You have been so good to me. Just move around the house and do a little survey. Because I'm so tired. Been working so hard and making phone calls to clients, giving advice, doing research, doing write-ups. That's what I've been doing all day. I dealt with 8 cases today. Dealing with 8 cases, normally I do 3 on average, but somehow somebody decided to send me more cases than I normally deal with because they kind of like got 2 supervisors. One of them gave me a job, another one also gave me a job. Normally one supervisor gave me at least 2 or 3 jobs, so I got double. And I had a couple of other work jobs from the previous session, which I was actually to record on our system, which made me slightly busy today, which is a good thing. And being busy is not entirely bad, as long as you know what you're doing, as long as you enjoy what you're doing. This is a small cupboard. I like this well, Let me comment below what you think about this wares. It's almost antique. I normally take their pictures. I don't know, video them. I really like them. Comment below. Maybe I should take more of this today. It's quite nice. There you go. They are just collectibles. There are things you can collect, just kind of like, if by good grace I move to a bigger place, then I will just put them for decoration. But they're functional. You can actually, these glasses, you can use these glasses to drink hot drinks, except the wine glass. Wine glass is for cold drinks. These wine glasses, yeah. For these ones, these glasses you can use them for hot drink. You can pour hot drinks there. I don't know whether they break or they work. They don't normally break, but these glasses here you see, these are normal glasses. You can't put hot drinks there, and these are also normal cups for hot and cold drinks. If you comment on what you think, I love this one. I love this one so much, but hardly use them because I have really strange glasses here. Some of which I like to take to Africa because they are to drink different type of drinks. I'll probably be giving them away if I send it to Africa. It's a collectible materials. They are quite antique. If you like, this is Luo Cultural Group, an organization we run here in the UK. So we have talked mainly discussing so many different things, but I deliberately decided to talk about the cost of living crisis and wrap everything else around the cost of living crisis. And I'll try to do different things, to make a break from what would otherwise be a serious topic of discussion. And that is the ceiling right there. And that's what I decided to do today. Just leave a comment below what you think about the cost of living crisis. Leave a comment below what you think about the economy, what do you think about people, what do you think about the environment, what do you think about the street life. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Continue watching. We're just making a survey of the surroundings, talk about how life goes. If you are in whichever country you are, just leave a comment below, let me know how things are. We've been talking about progress. We have divided progress into development and culture, which is what I've decided to do. And culture is about respect, respecting yourself. So continue watching. Like I said, culture is about respecting yourself and respecting other people. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to this channel. Leave a comment below. Respect is about respecting yourself and respecting other people, respecting their property, respecting your property. If you respect yourself, then you look after yourself. I'm optimistic in that sense, because what we think, we produce the same. If we start changing the way we think, we start thinking peace, then we become peacemakers. If we become to think war, we become warmongers. The reason there is war because people want to fight. That is a sign of hope. It's a tragic sign, but it's a sign of hope that in as much as we can decide to fight, we can also decide to talk peace. The world is enough, and we can actually make a difference. You can comment below what you think about this topic, because it's about life, how people live, valuing human life, valuing money, valuing wealth, looking at policy, looking at economics, and considering the environment and every aspect of life. Talking about it because we are free to speak, we are free to do almost anything, but we do freedom and take responsibility for our actions. That's the kind of thing I've been talking about. Put a comment below, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to this channel, and leave a comment, share with family and friends. Let me know what you're thinking. Just trying to make a review of everything I've been doing for the last year, and let us see how it goes. This is probably one of the things I've done unprecedentedly. Random, just moving around the house and wondering what you might or might not think. Leave a comment below, let me know what you're thinking and what you think we might be doing. Alternatively, there are things existing in this house which I might not even know it exists. So sometimes I look for pen, and some pen is actually still in the pocket, like this one. I just found it now. This is the casing for my stick. I think it's called selfie stick. Leave a comment below what you think this is. When I bought it, this is the box. It came in this box. Yeah, it's selfie stick. That's what it is called. It's called selfie stick. This is the one I'm using. I have another one which I'm not using now. Where is it? Let me just. There it is. This is another one. This is actually very good. This is the main one I use a lot of the times. But I don't know what. It's the same selfie. I've bought 3 times. 3 of them. This is actually a very good one. This is how long it can get. It can be very long actually. And I didn't even know it was this long. It can really, it's so long. It's amazingly. It's so long. This one is so long. That's how long it is. This selfie stick. That's how long, how it looks. It's so long. And this is how it stands. Not that long. It's not long, but you know, if you consider that, you know, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be a selfie stick, but it's so long. It can actually it actually can be drawn, and this is how short it becomes. This is how short it becomes when this is not really drawn. And this is really the main stick I use in this one. It comes along. It comes with this is a Wi-Fi. I think button. That's Wi-Fi. I think this. So this is how this can look like if you spread it. I see a lot of things, a lot of this type around with many YouTubers around the world. This is how it looks. This one, the one I'm using now, this is how it looks like. As a stand, and this is how it looks like. This is called selfie stick. If you comment below what you think. They are not really. They're good, but I think it could be better. There are other better types which can be utilized as and when needed. So leave a comment below what is your favorite selfie stick. I've got a couple of pens. There's so many pens. These. Okay. And the first selfie stick I bought is this. I bought this, it broke. It's actually damaged within 3 months. This selfie stick is damaged. But this is the first one I bought. It's a process to improve my equipment. And it's work in progress, literally. And so happy we came today in the corner. Oh, thank you so much. So as you can see, this is where I normally sit to talk to you. Mostly, this is my workstation, more or less. I could, do other work somewhere else. This is the main one. And in the process of sitting here to talk to you, I've made so many claims, actually political claims, and I've actually said the world is enough, there's enough resources, and the light shines in the everyday dark places, which is what is hope, what hope is about, what our culture, when we fix our culture, is going to solve a lot of economic problems. Because we talk about money, we talk about environment, we talk about climate change, we talk about technology, we talk about so many things within the government, within the civil society, and that is what we've been talking about. And I've made several claims, and my purpose is actually peace. And because I have said, if you are peaceful, then you are happy. And comment below if you think you can be sad, and also if you can be unlucky or do something wrong and still be happy. So today we're doing a review. I'm going to make some comments in terms of the serious topic. We're going to look at the specifics of what we have been talking about generally, but we will more or less be looking at what is happening in the United Kingdom, and at the same time trying to compare it with what is happening around the world, because like I said, Britain is responsible for so many different things, and we also know that if there is to be peace in the United Kingdom, there is supposed to be in relation Britain working in tandem with the rest of the world. Britain cannot do, one country cannot achieve everything. For it to succeed, the foreign offices and the foreign policy should be robust, and it should use influence, and all the good people in power should really use their influence to bring peace in the world. Yes, because continue watching. Thank you so much. And because I say the world is enough, and there's a lot of wealth in the world, and we need to share this wealth. With as many people as possible in the developed world, in the developing world, in every continent of the world. We need to share this wealth, and that's why I've been talking a lot about money. And if you are a young person, if you are an adult, if you are actually a lady, a woman, or a man, a young person, you are an elderly, we all need to think about money. But we say money is important, but human life is more important. That is the idea about everything I've been doing. I've been looking at the United Kingdom experience, and I've also invited everybody to pay attention to what Britain is doing, because what Britain is doing is influencing what other people are doing around the world. I'm holding this in my hand today because normally I sit it down, because that is how I've decided to do it. But today I'm actually holding it in my hand so that I'm a bit flexible and less formal. Because going forward, I still need to get a microphone. or something like that. Now I'm using the microphone on my mobile phone, and I think it's alright. It has been alright all along. Going forward, probably, hopefully, we'll get a microphone and see what we can do to improve the way things are done. So we talked about the financial help in the United Kingdom a lot, and that's the focus of my work, of my program at the moment, because the finance is extremely important in terms of what we call in the United Kingdom as benefit and work employment, self-employment, especially small and medium businesses, but also big businesses. That's about money, what comes in, what goes out, income and expenditure, if you like. I don't know if we call it balance sheet or what. If you comment below what you call it and what you don't call it. So I've been paying attention to money given to people who need money in the United Kingdom by way of reviewing the whole perspective. But we because you see, if you talk about social policy, you cannot talk about social policy without discussing money. Everything revolves about money, around money. Money ate in money, but also money-related values such as housing, healthcare. This is often a type of welfare in the United Kingdom and in the developed world, but also in developing countries like Africa. And we look at these things because we need to get people out of poverty. That's my aim of campaigning, of talking about this topic. Join me in the discussion, because whatever you try to do, if you don't manage the development side of things and the other aspect won't work, including culture, because I've divided progress into development and culture. If you have been following my material, I'll carry on doing it. Consistency is key. So as up snippets, a little look at what happened in the United Kingdom in terms of money, in terms of what is given to people. Watch this video and the rest of the video, because I've been recording about money in particular, but I'll be talking about other things maybe next year. And if I finish universal credit, you know, it's because it's the main aspect of money given, and as of now, they want to bring all the different types of benefit together so that it's easy to close it down. So I'm not being pessimistic, but we face a lot of pessimism in public sector, because the aim is to, if you see clinic are being corporatized, which means they are becoming bigger and they look like hotels, but they are there to be closed. It's easy to close something which is big. Because big thing you do not hide, you can get them quickly. That's why they are being bundled together. Even the bus companies are getting bigger and bigger. They are being some of the small and medium bus companies are closed down. Only the big corporate buses, in all the sectors, everything is happening. The universal credit is a type of benefit corporatization, if you like. You make it big and close it quickly. So everything being bundled together so that it can be closed down quickly. Leave a comment below what you think about this, because I don't want people to think being cynical. But you know, sometimes somebody has to be there to tell the truth. I'm not talking about conspiracy, I'm just talking about mistake, but also prospect, opportunity. In as much as we are closing down the public sector, there are bound to be other opportunities. We lose some, we gain some. So let us go back to talk about the benefit at the moment. And as part of reviewing, like I said, we're going to be less formal, but let us talk about something more specific. You claim benefit, and which is money, you claim it. The process of claiming is what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about a very specific area of benefit, sickness benefit, which is called, it's called descriptors. Descriptors is actually the describing of how sick or how not very sick you are. Because the sicker you are, the more money you get, the better off you are. And so when we see, we look at specific things like standing and sitting down, and you need to explain this to the Department of Work and Pension. The Department of Work and Pension is part of the government offices in the United Kingdom. And I said, if you're looking at something in the United Kingdom, look at something similarly in your country, because we talk about cooperation. Countries, nations are cooperating with each other. There's harmonization. You know, there is a standardization of products, and benefit is a type of product. When we standardize it, what you see in one country, I watch YouTube across the globe. In Africa, I mean, things in Africa are quite similar to what is now in Europe. This was not the case about 40, 50 years ago. And there are places you see in Africa, it's like you're in Europe or in America. That's because of globalization, because of the expansion of capitalism. Africa can make a shortcut to progress because of accessing technology. It's like reaping where they haven't sown. Africa don't have to build anything because they can just buy them. And especially now, when machine will start making things, that's what I've been proposing. So going back to lean at what descriptors mean, you can talk specifically in terms of description. It supports somebody who is claiming benefit, or who is actually a professional who is working to support somebody who is trying to claim. So if you're a professional, if you are actually maybe a friend or a family or somebody who needs help, then you can pay attention to this video. Go gov.uk, which is a government website in the United Kingdom. It will be similar to what you have in your country, gov or whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are. I'm talk about harmonization and standardization across the globe as part of the global system. And if we say gov.uk, probably you're going to be gov. Somewhere else. Maybe, I don't know, I think gov.us is there. Leave a comment below. I can double check to find that is actually consistently going on across the globe. Gov.something, gov.ours is gov.uk. If you live in Kenya, Uganda, gov.ug, or probably UK, or gov.Kenya, maybe. I don't know. But gov.us or something like that. If you're in Australia, you're in New Zealand, figure out how you're going to describe your system. So we talk about the Department of Work and Pension is very important when we talk about money. The reason benefits is important because of technology. Probably the only reason you should know about benefits is because of technology. If you have an MP, member of parliament, talk to them for the government not to close down benefits, because in the next 100 years, technology is going to take jobs away from everyone. Artificial intelligence especially. You turn on television or go online, everybody is talking about artificial intelligence. Because it's going to really accelerate the pace of change, technological change, and material building mechanisms such as nanotechnology. They're very exciting. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's a good thing, but we have to be peaceful with what we use. It doesn't matter what it is. If it is technology, then we have to make sure we are actually peaceful about using technology. If we are not peaceful, then we are going to be in serious trouble. And if you comment below, let me know. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Leave a comment. And let us keep working, because that is what we do. So if you are standing or sitting down, you need to explain this to the Department of Work and Pension. Believe it or not, if you don't explain it, you're not going to get money.
Tumone nani tenge ba yom chin ngara geupe. Tumone nani tenge yobo yora ngara lorope. Wang maloyo ba yobo yo ngara lorope. Wang ma o you dum ma poro wa chuna yom. Wang amyela you dum ma poro wa chuna yom. Wang anyono you dum ma lenga wa amyela ni. Wang anyono miela wa manyeno wa chuna yom. Wang apoyo ru wa manyeno wa chuna yom. Mi apoyo ru tradition wa chuna yom. No better yo wanna wa amyela ni. Yen no better yo no mani wa chuna yom. Wang amyela yo musina no chuna yom. Wang anyono miela morena uru winning. No morena uru tining.
So leave a comment below. Let me know what you're thinking. So we talk about universal credit money given in the United Kingdom for the people living in the UK. Thank you very much for subscribing, leaving comments, sharing with family and friends. I'm so grateful for what you have done so far. Helping as you always do, clicking notification bell, clicking like, and watching the videos yourself, taking time. Comments are extremely important because I need to know what you think. You think what I'm talking about makes sense, that it does. The feedback I get have really seen me through. YouTubing is not easy. You learn on the job on a daily basis, and that is for me, that is the main benefit of being a YouTuber, because it's a training ground. And I think a lot of people think of different things when they're YouTubing. I also think about different things, but my main value is the capacity to learn many things. You do a research, you learn how to do presentation. That is not easy. Doing presentation is not easy. And that is a privilege for me, and also it's good for my work. My performance at work, in my opinion, has improved. Because I give legal advice. I'm an advisor. I'm a professional advisor. If you comment below if you think that is cool, if you think it is uncool. It's a privilege for me. I've worked where I've worked for coming to 7 years. In May, I will have been there for 7 years. And during COVID-19, I've been working remotely and learning new skills. We developing a new model of work. Making phone calls, you need telephone skills. You also need advice skill, communication skill. You have to talk to people on the phone. Some of them don't know English very well, and I don't know English very well. But since working with the organization, it has actually improved my capacity to speak clearly. Because communication is about speaking clearly. The awareness to make sure people understand what you're saying. That is the essence of communication. It doesn't matter how you speak English, how you speak Swahili, how you speak French, Italian, any other language. As long as you pay attention to clarity, to kind of like developing an awareness to make sure people understand you. That is so important. That is what YouTube does for me. It actually put me under pressure to make sure people understand what I'm trying to talk about. And that is also consistent with the line of work I do. Because I deal with the law and policy, which are very complex. And learning every day today actually works. Spent almost 50% of my work was reading and actually collecting material, while doing research, collecting information and compiling information and writing report. I'm not saying it's the hardest work in the world, but it keeps me busy. And I hope I'm doing something useful. But normally what I see, sometimes when I speak to people think I'm a very kind person, which is nice. Because these are people who are very, very, very poor. They're stressed. That's why we're dealing with social policy. We're dealing with poor people, people who are very sick. Some of them are terminally ill. You have to talk to them, and there's my reward when I'm working is when people say thank you so much. You have been very helpful, and I don't see sometimes I have helped them because the system we're dealing with is really complicated. It's so difficult to get help these days because the government has made it so hard to get help, and that is why when I talk on this camera, I'm actually talking what I live on a daily basis. I speak to people on a daily basis. Some people actually cry on the phone. Some people tell me that they are considering committing suicide. And the government should learn to listen to the British people because they are humans. Those who are in government are human. Those who are actually poor are humans also. We are a human family, and we are our brothers and our sisters keepers. And I would say, because I have seen enough, I think we have to get good people in power. We have to get evil people out of power. I mean, if you do evil things, if you are not kind, if you don't care about people at all, then you are evil. If you listen to me, you are an MP, you're a minister, whichever country, whether in the United Kingdom or America, if you know you don't care about people, you think it's necessary for people to die of hunger because they don't have food, they don't have energy, they don't have housing, they don't have hospital, they cannot develop themselves in schools. Schools are closing down. You think that is right, then you are an evil person. Then you should consider leaving power voluntarily. Otherwise, it doesn't matter how long it takes, maybe 100 years, 500 years, your species, your kind will go extinct. We, the good people of the world, people who care about people are good. If you care about other human beings, you're a good person. That's the definition of being good. The definition of being a bad person. This is my power bank. It's not power bank, it's memory bank, it's storage. It's a storage. It works, but it's new. But I'm learning how to use it. I don't think I'm using it effectively. It's not the highest quality because it's not very expensive. I can't remember how much I bought it for, but it wasn't really. I think probably, I don't know. If you can't know what you think that costs, I bought it on Amazon. If you look at it, we'll probably find it from Amazon. So that's something like that. Thank you very much. Subscribe. Continue watching. Leave a comment below. I'm glad you came. And continue watching and leaving your comment. I'm doing my best to talk about money. Money given by the United Kingdom government to the British people. Money given to the British people. And this is the kind of money we should be given. More, not less. We need more government, not less. Because, see, we still need to get the British people out of poverty. When we get the British people out of poverty, we also learn how to get Africans, where I come from, Africans out of poverty. And Africans should learn to get themselves out of poverty. You don't rely on Britain or on Europe to get your people out of poverty, especially if you are a military dictator. And military dictators in Africa are so clever. They look like civilians when they are actually very dangerous dictators, military dictators. But dictatorship is not a priority to deal with because dictatorship is a necessary evil, in my opinion. Because dictatorship also can be military, it can also be civil. When what we call now today democracy, as long as the law is there, you see, the law is representative of a form of dictatorship, because it dictates when Boris Johnson, Prime Minister Boris Johnson, made a statement in front of Downing Street. during COVID-19. He said, I am giving an instruction. This is not a request. I think he said something like that. Leave a comment below what Boris Johnson said. He said, this is not a request, this is an instruction. He said, I'm a dictator today. Because of COVID-19, I, Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of Britain, have turned into a democratic dictatorship. Because he is giving instruction. That is how the law operates. If you attend a court of law, if you look at the judge is like a sitting God on earth. If you misbehave in court, he has the power to put you in jail straight away, immediately in court. I used to work at a legal clerk in Crown Courts in the United Kingdom, in London. So I used to work with a barrister, a defense barrister, different ones, visiting, cells in court and taking notes. I used to take minutes in legal proceedings in court, assisting barristers. And even the police would be giving evidence. They almost shake before judges, top barristers, because Crown Court, serious crime, murders, rapes, all sorts of bad things. And so the law has a lot of power, and as long as the law exists, there is no democracy. The legal system is the opposite of democracy. Democracy means freedom. You cannot be free if you are actually being ruled by the law. We talk about the rule of law. If you will break the rule of law, then we know what is happening. We are actually operating under dictatorship, which is necessary. Because if people are still doing wrong things, they need to be punished by the law. Especially if there are dictators in Africa. I think Africans deserve dictators if they are doing the wrong things. And the British people, the people of the world, deserve to be treated very harshly. In America, you can be hanged for committing serious murders. And I think they deserve it because, you see, the problem is that people who prosecute justice are themselves corrupt. And that's the problem. Probably the only problem for now. But the law is problematic because it should be got rid of. How to get rid of it is to promote our culture, our human culture, to have a culture which functions peacefully. So the law is very relevant. The law is justified because our culture is not functioning. You see, exchange is no robbery. We fail to build our culture. We get the law. And the militarism is part of the law because it's go in any country, the military system operates under the legal system. The police, the military, the prison system, even all the other emergency services like fire, civil security, traffic warden, they all operate under the law. Powerful politician, the King of England, wearing military uniform. They are military people. They are the ones who run Britain. So democracy operates as a relative term. It's not absolute. It's a relative term. It involves a lot of power concentrated to people who are not really fit enough to have so much power. And absolute power corrupting them absolutely, because power already corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And these are some of the outlook. People who so we definitely need our culture, especially now that we are gaining even more power using technology and the growth of wealth, concentrating more power in the hands of people who rule over the world. They should be more merited. Otherwise, they're going to be even worse than military dictators because they will be drunk on power, excessive power, and they're going to behave like total psychopaths. And if you are in the ruling class, whoever you are, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people. And I believe people can change, including poor people. Poor people think they are perfect. No one is perfect. You have a responsibility. You have to get yourself out of poverty. Talk to your member of parliament. A lot of people don't even bother to think you should be talking about a member of parliament. If you, 2 or 3 of you come together as family and friends, begin discussing serious things. Watch your football, go to the pub and get drunk, or go somewhere else and drink, or go on holiday, but take time to do something serious with your life also, because people need to start taking responsibility now and holding the government to account. Once they start doing that, then there's going to be a prospect of balancing things out. I'm not really suggesting anything impractical, but I only think people should change culturally, respecting themselves. That's the minimum I'm requesting, including myself. I should really think our best to start respecting myself, our best to start respecting other people, and my property and the property of other people. I've been thinking about this all year, and I'm happy that if you're watching now, I'm so happy. You're warmly welcome. Thank you for joining me, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let us continue talking. I'm talking about money given to the British people, and to help them when they need it. But to get it, you have to claim it. To claim it, you have to understand how it is claimed. If you don't understand how it is claimed, you're not going to get the money. That is the bottom line. That's what I've been talking about. It's so important for people to really look after themselves. So what are we saying? It is important to tell the Department of Work and Pension by explaining your situation to them. And you explain things like it is difficult for you to change from standing to sitting down. You know, if you're sitting down or standing down, the process of change, making that transition from standing to sitting, can be really difficult for somebody who is sick. And that is what the Department of Work and Pension is trying to find out. If you can do it easily, you get less money. If you can do it in a difficult way, you get more money. That's the whole point about the scriptures. You describe the situation. So this is guiding everyone who may or may not be really interested in benefit. Because you see, as a human being, you have to be aware of your environment. You don't just sit there and think you're working or think you're not working. Your pension, probably you get your pension, and if you're lucky enough to have worked 35 years in the United Kingdom, you get the full state pension. But that's not enough. And that's what I've been saying, because you see, universal credit are for people who are before, who are under pension age. Pension age is, I think, 65 years. If not 65, 66, I think. I think it's 66, not 66, 67. 66, 67. You can check on Gov.uk. As always, put your date of birth, put your, I don't know if you put your postcode as well. If you want to put your postcode, but I think you put your date of birth, then it will tell you when you're going to be pensionable. You're going to reach a state pension age. A lot of people actually become pensioners without actually knowing they are supposed to start claiming pension. A lot of people actually lose their pension, lose state pension. State pension is non-means tested, which means even if you, that I think, there might be some caveats. Leave a comment below if you know something about state pension. Because I think if you're a millionaire, you still get state pension. Why should a millionaire get state pension? They should give it away to charity. I don't know how much pension they get. I don't know how pensions are calculated, to be fair. But I do research and understand the formula for pension, how it is calculated. If I'm right, then probably it's more flat in rating than most people might think. And so therefore, let us try to go through this situation of assessing whether somebody might or might not need. Well, I'm trying to say, if you think you might not need benefit, you should have take responsibility to understand what policy the government is operating, because this is money. This is money comparable to the minimum wage. If there is a problem with benefit, there's going to be a problem with minimum wage, because these are actually the primary source, and low pay is a major problem in the United Kingdom. It keeps the British people poor. So if I'm talking about benefit, employment is in my mind, because benefit and employment are the two primary sources of income in the UK for people who are actually on the lower scale of earnings. These are the poor ones who will not survive without their pay on a monthly basis. That is complete wrong, complete rubbish. So stop today. Britain is rich. It's a very rich country. I mean, some economies are actually on. I don't know if they take drugs or what. Why should you say if there is more money, people are going to destroy the economy? What logic is that? I mean, excuse my ignorance. Getting the British people out of poverty is of necessity. It doesn't matter what it does to the economy. I mean, we are not on a life support as economists, as people of the world needing to access. We are not on a life support. Do not make us feel like the country is suffering from cancer. We can get British people out of poverty and still manage the economy. I mean, I don't know what rich people do with their money. If you are multi-millionaire, I've never been a millionaire or a billionaire. I wish I was. I was going to talk about how I spend my money, or I might not even talk about it. Because a lot of, I think if I become a millionaire, I'm not going to tell anyone because of security. That's what I think in my, because I'm a normal person. Multi-millionaires and multi-billionaires are abnormal in terms of how they access wealth. We only can imagine how it feels to be a billionaire in pounds or dollars or euro or yen or yuan. I don't know this currency. I'm interested in the US dollar and pounds and euro. That's enough for me to measure wealth. So, it is difficult for you to change from standing. If you are standing, if you're actually standing, for whatever reason, you are sick and you are standing, you decide to sit down. And it is, you find it difficult. It is so difficult, you can't really sit down without trouble, without, and you try to sit down, or you are sitting down, you're trying to get up. Because we are talking about physical mobility. These are some of the things they test to see if you're physically fit enough, these fine details. And if it is difficult, then you ask yourself, why? What makes it difficult for you? I mean, like, you are a sick person, you should be an expert on your sickness. When I went to the hospital, to my clinic, one of the doctors says, if you suffer from this condition, I'm not going to mention it. It's a physical condition also. But if you suffer from this physical disability, you should have to be an expert on it. And he gave me a website link. It was very nice. He's a young doctor. He's an Asian. Because where I live, there are so many Asians. It was very good to me. And he said, if you're suffering from this illness, you have to be an expert on it. And he gave me, a bundle of links to read about the condition. And I have never forgotten that. And another nurse said to me, the first form of medicine is food. And they asked me if I'm drinking water. I said I drink juice. He said juice is not water. I mean, sometimes you think you know everything and you're totally ignorant. I mean, you drink a lot of juice, you drink a lot of Coke, super malt, all sort of nice drinks, including tea. But these are not water. You have to drink water. That is a different concept. And a lot of people probably in Africa die because they haven't been drinking water these days. And especially the elderly, even in this country, the older you are, the less food and drink you consume. Which means, under certain circumstances, if an elderly person is really sick, you have to check that they are not really being they could starve to death because they're not going to eat food. They're not going to drink water or liquid. And then they have to go on drips or on vitamin or I don't know how our life is sometimes, because that's why we need medical experts. That's why we need the government. If the government should not shut down unless everyone in this country can access private doctors. And private doctors will shut down, and also if people do not have money, because they are private companies. Don't think because you see some people in this country think if the public sector closes down, the private sector will remain. No, the public sector will close down first. Then the private sector will close down finally. Because why is it going to close down? The public sector is closing down because the government is not funding it. The private sector will also close down because there will not be money. In the sense that private companies should make profit. If they don't make profit, they are going to close down anyway. So they close down before they lose everything. As soon as the British people cannot access money, as long as technology hasn't matured enough to produce goods and services free of charge, which I predict to happen because the pace of change, artificial intelligence especially, and also nanotechnology, 3D printer, robotics, these are the key ones. But there are other ones we may or may not know about, which researchers are still maybe working on. The prospect of development in our society is looking bright. The only problem with development is when we weaponize development to destroy humanity. That is the bottom line. Then the aliens will come and replace humanity. And we don't want to do that. That is not going to happen at all. Because we, the good ones, we people who care about humanity are there. Our message has gone out. Our messages has gone out. And it will not return empty. Some good people will learn from what we say today, and they will preserve humanity, whether they're in power, whether they are not in power, whether they're researchers, whether they're scientists or not, or maybe they are just on the street. We are here to stay. This is our inheritance. The earth is our inheritance. The economy is our estate. We the people. And people are good people, And if you are a monster, then you turn from becoming a human to an animal, or even worse. We exclude you directly or indirectly. Because you see, we have to survive, and we will. We have to have the last say. You see, humanity will be the last man and woman standing. We have seen so much violence. The wars might stop in Ukraine, in the Middle East. Everywhere it has to stop. Now, we cannot afford to continue behaving like maniacs, like psychopaths. Psychopathy is not a portion of humanity. We are not crazy. We are humans. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Every opportunity to stop and actually make these comments, I will be doing it, and rightly so. So if you are standing, you are being tested for whether or not you are sick enough in terms of mobility. If you're standing and you're finding it difficult to sit, and you have to know why that is happening. I mean, what happens? So if you need to do something after sitting or standing for too long, if you need to do something after sitting or standing for too long, for example, relieve the pain by lying down. So these are actually, it's like forensic investigation. You're going to the Department of Work and Pension, you're actually interrogated. I don't know what kind of people work for the Department of Work and Pension. Leave a comment below what you think they are. Are they secret services, or are they, what do you call it? What do you call these people? They call it detectives, private detectives, or detectives, private detectives, or intelligence detectives, whatever you call them. Because this kind of process is forensic, almost interrogative, to kind of like Now, if you need to do something after sitting or standing for too long, for example, relieve the pain by lying down. I mean, if you're going to lie down, you're going to lie down. Whether you are sick or not, you want to lie down, you lie down. You don't have to be telling it to the government that you're lying down or sitting up to relieve the pain. So what problems you have when you sit or stand for too long, such as feeling sick? So this is the kind of problem you might be having when you have when you have to sit, when you're sitting down or standing for too long. You know, the kind of problems you might be having, such as feeling sick. I don't know what feeling sick is. Maybe, I don't know. Leave a comment below if you know what feeling sick is. Can be anything. Feeling sick or tired, feeling tiredness. You're being tired, or you're having trouble breathing. You have muscle pain, or joint pain. This if you have a physical condition. I suffer from a lot of physical conditions, so I probably will be an expert to explain to the Department of Work and Pension why I should be given limited capability for work-related activity within the universal credit regime or the new style job seekers allowance. I don't know, employment support allowance. So the sickness element, I have discussed part of this in the other videos. So if you look at the other videos, you'll find that I've actually been discussing some of these notions. And if you comment below what you think about these situations. So why you have a problem, why you have problems, you have to really explain this thing, why you have problems. For example, your bad back makes it hard to balance. You have the bad back, I mean, your back is really hurting. It makes you, your bad back makes it hard to balance. It's a very sensible thing to say, to do, to find out if somebody is sick enough to get benefit. So whether there are positions you can't sit in because they can cause pain. Okay, you have to analyze how you sit. I mean, are you going to stand or lie down or just move around, whatever you're going to do to help yourself? Because you are in a bad way. Whether there are positions, are there certain position you prefer, other position you don't prefer. I mean, these people have done an extensive research on the physicality, the physiology of humanity, which is a very rich kind of text. It's a really rich material. Except these are actually used to, in my opinion, it makes getting benefit almost impossible, because whether there are positions you can't sit in because you pay. What kind of position do you sit? And I mean, does it make you painful? I mean, leave a comment below. Continue watching. So thank you so much for coming. I'm going to stop this process here. And thank you, you came. And so subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. And you comment below, click like. Click notification bell, also leave a comment, share with family and friends. Let me know what you think. This was actually a preview, or could say a review of the things we have been doing, but I thought to kind of take you through some of the substantive materials we have been using. And if you think it was okay, it was not very okay, leave a comment what you think of my shot, because to me it's quite similar to the chair. I didn't realize that I still look at it now. Thank you so much for coming. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.